have no political agenda, sir. I really don't.
What about all the
Nobody that I know does either. We're purely objective journalists.
Yeah, you are. What about...
Truly, sir, from the bottom of my heart.
Okay, I know.
I have a political dog in any...
Okay, what about all the compilation videos where they show thousands of newscasts in every city all reporting and saying the exact same thing?
Nobody tells me what to say, sir.
But there's compilation videos on YouTube and Twitter. They got millions and millions of views where every reporter in every city at every station, they say the exact same thing, word for word.
Sharing of biased and false news
has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish the same fake story without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
How do you explain that?
I don't know what you're referring to, so I can't really...
Of course you don't. Of course you don't.
Have a good one.
Put your mask on. Watch out, the virus is going to get you. Oh, why do you got to wear... You didn't have your mask on the whole time, and now you're putting your mask on. Here's the guy. He's been standing here the whole time without his mask. Here's his camera dude with no mask on. But here he is. Now he's still trying to scare everyone. Now he's going to put his mask on while he reports. Keep spreading that fear, buddy. Keep spreading that fear. Why didn't you have your mask on before? Now he's not talking to me. Why didn't you have your mask on the last 10 minutes?
Probably didn't originate in Omaha. More than that, Joe Biden can't say. But he's put some of his top sleuths on it, the super spies in the so-called intel community, and they have promised to report back at some point. As of today, 2/3 of Joe Biden's spies believe the virus jumped naturally to human beings from an infected animal, as viruses so often do as you peruse the pangolin aisle in your local wet market. The spies who believe that are the ones who have never spoken to a working virologist and don't have internet access. But the other third, Joe Biden told us today, quote, lean more toward the theory that COVID escaped from a nearby government lab in Wuhan that happened to be conducting dangerous experiments on nearly identical bat viruses at the same time. So rest assured, the White House is on it. And to be honest, we doubted that. Just hours before Joe Biden's announcement, we learned that the White House had shut down a large, ongoing, and legitimate federal investigation into the origins of this pandemic. That investigation had been going on for months. It was being conducted by the State Department's Bureau of Arms Control Verification and Compliance. That's the bureau responsible for ensuring that countries like China are not stockpiling deadly illegal bioweapons, such as, for example, obscure bat viruses that have been manipulated in labs by military scientists to make them more transmissible in, say, New York City.
Why did y'all spike the prior administration's investigation into the origins of the coronavirus and whether it could have come out of the Wuhan lab?
Sir, we did not spike anything in the prior administration. I'm not sure what you mean by spike, but we have no influence.
The State Department spiked the prior administration's study.
But that has nothing to do with the National Institutes of Health.
So they didn't consult with y'all?
They did not.
Did they consult with you, Dr. Collins?
I read about it in the press this morning.
Doc? No. They just spiked it without talking to their experts? You don't want to answer that one, do you?
What percentage of the employees in your institute, your center, or your agency of your employees has been vaccinated?
You know, I'm not 100% sure, Senator, but I think it's probably a little bit more than half, probably around 60%.
And listen, you're the face of why people should get vaccinated. And knowing and promoting and confidently giving numbers, percentages, I think is really, really important as we go into this last. We're going to have tough decisions to make. Employers are going to make those decisions. There have been decisions already made by colleges around the country that said, if you're on faculty or you're a student, you're not coming next year if you're not vaccinated. Now, they have the ability to do that, These are tough questions with even tougher answers. But if we're going to get that last mile coverage, we're going to have to start portraying that we're willing to do to ourselves what we're asking the American people to do.
Forces mutations by serial passage through cell culture that the mutations appear to be natural. In fact, Dr. Barrick named the technique the no-see-em technique because the mutations appear naturally. Doctors Barrick and Shi worked together to insert bat virus spike protein into the backbone of the deadly SARS virus, and then used this man-made supervirus to infect human airway cells. Think about that for a moment. The SARS virus had a 15% mortality. We're fighting a pandemic that has about a 1% mortality. Can you imagine if a SARS virus that's been juiced up and had viral proteins added to it, to the spike protein, if that were released accidentally? Dr. Fauci, do you still support funding of the NIH funding of the lab in Wuhan?
Senator Paul, with all due respect, you are entirely and completely incorrect that the NIH has not ever and does not now fund gain-of-function research in the Wuhan Institute of Virology.
Do they fund Dr. Barrick?
We do not fund.
Do you fund Dr. Barrick's gain-of-function research?
Dr. Barrett does not doing gain-of-function research, and if it is, it's according to the guidelines, and it is being conducted in North Carolina.
You don't think inserting a bat virus spike protein that he got from the Wuhan Institute